Okay, another common way that we get harmonics is what we call pinched harmonics. And we call them that because really we're playing with our pick and we're kind of digging in, we're kind of digging into it or pinching on it. What really happens is if I'm playing a note, and we can play any note here, we'll play our third string at the 5th fret again, okay? And what's happening is I'm playing the note, but instead of getting the note here, I'm getting this harmonic. So sometimes you have a little trouble doing that at first because what really is happening, I'm picking the note, my pick hits the note, and then I'm touching off the harmonic. Like that. Barely touching it. But instead of picking and touching, I'm doing it all in one movement. So I'm, with the pick, hits the string, gets it vibrating, and then the side of my thumb, right there where my thumb touches, the side of my thumb goes down and gets the note. But what I want to happen is have that all really happen at once. And you can hear there's different harmonics depending upon where you move on the string. Now, if you have a little trouble with this at first, a couple things will help. Make sure your guitar is back on our humbucker, right? We want to mostly be playing on our humbucker for these pinched harmonics to get started. And the more distortion probably on this, the better when you're starting out, right? It's going to help you to get those harmonics out. And it's hard to control them at first. Sometimes you'll get just the string, sometimes you get the harmonic. But you can see I'm not really moving very much when I do it. So you got to be right on there. So my thumb, when I pick that, my thumb, I can barely feel that string rattle underneath my thumb. And when I say underneath my thumb, I mean like right there on the edge of my thumb, right? So the pick hits it, and then my thumb hits it. So I'm basically getting, you can kind of see with that angle where I'm on my right hand, where I'm digging in more than usual, where usually I just hit the string like that, right? So sometimes you have to choke up on your pick a little bit. I mean, as you can see, I barely have any pick sticking out there at all. It's just you choke way up on it. That way you can really dig into it. Sometimes you have to feel like you're digging a little bit and getting a snap. You don't have to move your hand a lot, you know, because it's going to happen right there. The instant you move your hand, it happens. So just play with that. Experiment with moving your right hand back and forth, right? If you go, you can hear there's different harmonics. And some are stronger than others, so you want to play around until you find the strong one, right? I'm doing this off the 5th string now, right? On the 5th fret. So you just find the strong ones. I'm not really, worried about looking at all the exact notes that we're playing here. We just want to try to get the technique down of doing our pinch harmonics. And when I'm playing a solo, that's kind of the sound we're looking for. So we're not necessarily always going to play pinched harmonics on everything, right? But we might do a lick, and we get that type of sound. You have a lot of different players. Zach Wilde plays a lot of pinched harmonics when he's playing more of a rhythm thing. That kind of squeal sound, that's what you're getting. One of the guys that used to do this a lot was Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. He's one of the earlier guys that did this. And he would do it on these low notes. So the trick is you want to just put them in there sparingly, whenever it calls for it. You might play a whole passage without them, then just throw one in at the end. And obviously a little vibrato on a pinched harmonic sounds really good. Now I can play these all over the place, right? Wherever I go. Once again, just moving my hand back and forth. Now, as we already pointed out, we can move our hand to get different ones. Like that, right? So if I'm playing a note down here on the 3rd fret, for example, 6th string, I can actually move my right hand as I'm playing. And get a lot of pretty cool sounds. So you actually hear that in songs. You hear guys that are playing that. And you can move that around to different strings, once again giving yourself a lot of notes. The neat thing is we can access different notes with your right hand, but without moving your left hand. In other words, if I'm playing this G note at the 5th string, on the 5th fret, 4th string, I can get a note here, but I get another note here, another one there. Different harmonics on that string by moving my right hand instead of moving my left hand. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of those examples actually over a track.